I'm meteorologist Liz Horton. Rain continues to fall in the Triangle, and more could be on the way for your work week. I'll have all the details in your forecast. Another severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now. This is for Edgecombe, Halifax, and Nash counties. This system moving slightly slower east around 30 miles per hour. We're already seeing flash flood warnings pop up in our viewing area right now. Strong storms continue to push on through the Triangle. Tropical storm warning still in effect here for the South Carolina coastline. For our North Carolina coast, a high rip current risk underway. Tropical tracker takes this straight up towards Charleston, making landfall in between Charleston and Beaufort in the next 24 hours. And then most of the models start to curve it back out to the north and east away from us. Almost 7 inches of rain has fallen in the past few hours alone. 5.8 inches there just west of Tarboro. So really, this is a dangerous situation. Flood advisory in effect through 1:45 for all the counties you see here shaded in green. So let's take you on through what to expect. Notice just a few isolated showers overnight, but 7, 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow, the strongest stuff pushes right in through our area, just slices central North Carolina in half. Let's go right into our first flash flood warning. This one's in effect through 12:45 for Wake County. You can see many areas here finally starting to see just a bit of a break.
Let's go to Liz Horton from Orlando's Fox 35. Liz?
Thanks, JR. Fans behind me are charged up, and that is a great thing because it is quite chilly out here. You're seeing lots of jackets, even some scarves, and that is definitely needed. The big question on your mind is there going to be rain? The answer, no. We're looking at clear skies, which is fantastic for drivers. Now, temperature is getting quite chilly. We're talking maybe 50 degrees by the time the race starts, and then by the time it finishes, about 45. And believe it or not, we've had very strong winds. We're talking gusts up to about 30 miles per hour. So that's only going to make it even cooler for not only the fans, but also for some of the drivers, which probably feels pretty good for them. Back to you, JR.
The clouds look somewhat ominous, but Liz Horton from Fox 35 Orlando tells us the picture's getting better.
Well, so far, I feel like a good luck charm because at least even though it's cloudy, there are no raindrops falling from the sky, which is exactly what we want to hear, especially as we go towards race time. Let's take you outside and show you that radar right now. You can see a few showers headed just south of the Daytona Beach area. So from our area in north, it actually looks just fine. That cold front is pushing straight on down to the south, and unfortunately, we can't rule out the chance of a shower as we go into the afternoon, but at least right now, conditions look to be okay. We're talking 75 degrees as we go towards the start of the race, and as we go towards the end, about 70 degrees. So we're going to cross our fingers that things stay the way they are. At least one thing's for sure, fans are still really excited.
You know, I've been tweeting about this, and actually a lot of people on Twitter are saying it's still hot, but believe it or not, we were quite a bit cooler today.
I noticed it.
Humidity was lower, so hopefully you got out and enjoyed it because it's going to come to an end tomorrow. The good news here, First Alert Doppler XP is actually dry over our area. You look down to the south of Charlotte and South Carolina, and you can see a tiny little rogue shower there, but we're not seeing too much of that here. It may change, though, as we go through the hours ahead and into tomorrow as well. So most of the storm activity down to the south over South Carolina, some northern sections of South Carolina also seeing some of those storms. So yes, these will likely be pushing into southern North Carolina as we go overnight. We could see a few showers out there. We haven't had too many delays at RDU. Overall, it's been such a beautiful day. And now you can see all of our hubs are up to speed. Sundays are busy travel days. Earlier, JFK did have a 30-minute delay, but that has since been resolved. 110 in Phoenix, 100 in Denver, 80s here to the east. So it obviously is a little bit nicer out there temperature-wise. 87 currently on the ground at RDU. You'll notice that's not the only area in the 80s right now. From Siler City down to Sanford and Irwin, all seeing 80s up to the north as well. 85 South Hill, lower 80s in Oxford and Lewisburg. Still a few 90s out there. 91 in Fayetteville and Clinton. Downtown Durham looking beautiful. You can see some blue sky, few clouds, but 88 degrees, very manageable. Northwest winds there at 2 miles per hour. Huge concert tonight. Toby Keith at Walnut Creek starts at 7. If you're thinking of heading on out, partly cloudy weather, going to be great. No rain expected, very pleasant. 85 here to start, and will likely be going down to the lower 70s by the time the concert's over. So you shouldn't need any rain gear for that. Overnight, though, 67 in Roxborough, Pleasant, 69 in Durham, near 70 in Raleigh. The average is 70, so that's where we should be this time of year. Notice a slight chance of showers, I think, mainly from Raleigh down to the south. Could see an isolated shower or storm overnight. By tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy skies are expected. As you go out the door, humidity will return. You'll especially notice it by the afternoon. Notice warming up to already 86 degrees by the noon hour. Could see some lightning and see some rain tomorrow. tomorrow afternoon as storm chances come back into the forecast. 91 expected in Sanford, 92 in Southern Pines, and we should be a little bit warmer towards Fayetteville and Clinton. I do think most of those will happen in the afternoon. Notice by 2:30, we could start to see quite a bit of showers and storm activity building in from the Sandhills and also through the northern counties as we go through dinner time. Eventually by 8 or 9 o'clock, we could see a little bit less coverage, but still could see a few isolated strong storms. Hopefully by midnight, most of it will have calmed down as the heat of the day, of course, goes away. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a marginal risk for severe weather for Raleigh down to the south. If you live in any of our northern sections, you're really not in that marginal risk, but you could still see a few isolated storms. Of course, some could be strong at times. It does look like that chance of rain will go up even more as we go into Tuesday before dropping off and bottoming out by Thursday. Problem is, cold front comes back into play for Friday and Saturday. And what does that mean? Well, it certainly means you could have more storms as we head towards the weekend. Humidity also going to be creeping back up to the oppressive category by midweek. Your first alert 7-day forecast powered by AccuWeather shows a long stretch of 90s again this week. Can't seem to get a break there. Overnight lows in the 70s, and you'll probably need to keep an umbrella almost each and every day again this week.
Again, it seems like it's becoming a normal thing.
That's
Just
right.
have one on standby.
Hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll break out of this stormy bout.
All right, let's hope so. Wishful thinking. Thanks a lot.
It seems to be better than what we're experiencing tonight with all these storms, Liz.
Yeah, I think so. That polar bear looked like it needed a bath. I think hopefully some of the rain we are seeing here would have helped out with that. Boy, it's been wet out there, folks. In fact, the past 2 hours, I would say we've gotten some really good soaking rainfall across most of the triangle and even off to the northern counties. You can see now on First Alert Doppler XP, a lot of lightning still there in Harnett County. Also, Johnston County seeing some. And as you go on towards Nash County, we're seeing a bit of lightning there. Of course, obviously, these storms will continue as we go through the next few hours, though most of the activity, the bulk of it, is here pushing off towards I-95. We still have some residual shower activity off towards the North Carolina-Virginia border, and so we're going to watch that. Most of it will continue to push off to the north and east, but as you see our state here, really not much going on in the western portion or even down towards Wrightsville Beach or Wilmington. You look back down towards the Florida area and you're still seeing a bit of activity, but that's it. Basically, from North Carolina all the way down towards Florida, that's the primary area we're watching it. Earlier today, we were seeing quite a bit of activity on the Atlantic coast of Florida. This incredible photo here from Jay Corbale. Look at this. This is actually a big, huge water spout. You can see right there where it's touching the water all the way up to the cloud. Almost looks like a rope-like structure. We didn't see anything like that here today, but we did get some incredible viewer photos from you guys. This one from ZL Newman. These clouds here with the sun setting, you just see that gorgeous color. That was near Chapel Hill. And one of our favorites, Dwayne Reeves, always sends us the most beautiful photos. This one from Person County. Look at that. You can see the sunset there with all the cloud cover. And boy, that was absolutely stunning. Thanks for all of those photos. At RDU Airport right now, we're seeing wet pavement. We have picked up some rain. Winds from the south at 3 miles per hour. Temperatures have been very warm all day. We are in the 70s now. 71 in Oxford, 70 Roxborough, 73 in Raleigh, 76 in Rocky Mount, Wilson. Most of us to the south, still a little bit warmer. 82 in Fayetteville, 80 in Southern Pines and Maxton, about 81 in Lumberton. As we go through tonight, most of us likely won't drop too much more if you live in the Triangle or northern counties. 72 expected for a low there, about 75 to 76 the farther south you go. Showers will be ending in the next few hours, and then by tomorrow morning for your commute, hopefully shouldn't have too much wet pavement out there. Few clouds, warm and humid. We should warm up to about 81 by 10 o'clock. Now tomorrow afternoon, we really start to rig up the heat around here. Look at this, 92 expected in Durham, 93 in Raleigh, and 96 in Fayetteville. These are the actual temperatures, so when you factor in the humidity, it will likely feel even warmer, closer to 100 for those of you who are in Fayetteville again. As we go through Wednesday, less storms are expected. Same thing on Thursday. We could see a chance farther to the east, but as high pressure builds on in, I think we'll likely be drying out in the coming days. The problem is it doesn't help us cool on off, and by Thursday, we could be looking at those highs near 96 degrees. That's in the Triangle, even warmer, closer to 100 in the Sandhills. 94 on Friday, hopefully cooling back to the 80s by the weekend. May come with some showers, Steve and Tisha, but I think we'll be happy for the cool down.
Yeah, the rain does help that. Thank you, Liz.
Well, Heather, North Carolina sees more tornadoes in the spring than any other time of year. But 5 years ago today, we saw more than a year's worth of tornadoes in just one day. These images you see here are a stark reminder of the power of Mother Nature.
We knew it was going to be a bad day, that there was a really high risk of severe weather, but we didn't anticipate it being the worst day ever.
Chief Meteorologist Chris Homan remembers April 16, 2011 clearly.
All of the ingredients for severe weather that you need, instability, moisture, wind shear, it was all there, and it was at really high levels. And notice this line as it moved eastward. It was across the western Piedmont. It really intensified.
It was all hands on deck for the First Alert weather team as the storms approached from the west, spawning 30 tornadoes, injuring more than 300 people, killing 24. It's something Agnes Baxter remembers like yesterday.
We'll never forget that day.
She has worked at Shaw University for 25 years and recalls the devastation the EF3 twister caused.
It was just like surreal. It was unreal. It was totally unreal.
It was a scene out of a war zone. 27 campus buildings were damaged and huge oak trees were ripped right out of the ground.
The roof had peeled back on this building. Glass was everywhere. Everything was just like topsy-turvy.
A decision was made to close Shaw immediately. It was a tough time for the school, and there was concern it may take years to reopen.
What I can truly say is that we know that there is a God, because no one expected us to open in August.
But months later, they did, and they have been rebuilding and educating students ever since.
It took every single facet of this campus, and not just the campus, but the community, to kick in to at least get us back to the point where we were stable. The strength is immeasurable. The worth is immeasurable.
And Shaw University was not alone. The North Carolina Department of Public Safety reports that more than 900 homes and businesses in the state were destroyed. 6,400 were badly damaged. It's a day we hope will never play out again. Heather and Dwan.
The carpet is now quiet and the stars are no doubtedly sleeping after country music's biggest night. It was a night filled with fashion, fun, and incredible music.
Nashville, how you feeling tonight?
The biggest night in country music started with a bang.
Can I put a little Memphis up in here?
A duo between Justin Timberlake and Chris Stapleton stealing the show. The brightest stars singing the hottest songs of the year.
CMA's Thank You, Lord, Thank You, Jesus.
Luke Bryan taking home Entertainer of the Year. Miranda Lambert claiming the title of Female Vocalist of the Year. And Chris Stapleton winning Male Vocalist of the Year. Maddie and Tay and Little Big Town were the other big winners of the night. And everyone agrees the energy here is electric.
It is the coolest night for country fans because every single country music star that you love is here tonight.
It's awesome. A great night for country music. All the stars are here. It's like a big family reunion.
Tonight's really celebrating music and good people and having a good time.
The red carpet is all about getting glam.
How long did it take you to get ready tonight?
10 minutes.
Oh gosh, it was probably in the span of like 4 hours. Yeah, 4 hours, because 2 hours for each girl.
It really only took like an hour and a half, surprisingly.
Maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes.
13 seconds.
But all of the stars are hoping their rise to fame sticks around for a while.
We just feel very humbled that we're even a part of all this because it really is country music's biggest night.
It's rocking. I mean, we're proud to be here and proud to have something to talk about.
Awesome. It's a big time for us. 2016 is shaping up to be pretty big.
As the 49th annual CMA Awards come to a close, it leaves all of the stars looking ahead to next year. As they close out this year, it's time for us to head home. In Nashville, Liz Horton, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.